Good afternoon. Today we're reading the second story from Kefil Hans, which is the Beacon Reader, book number 4. And the second story is the story of Goldilocks and the 3 bears. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Goldilocks. She lived with her father and mother in a house near the woods. One day, Goldilocks went into the woods to pick berries. She went deeper and deeper into the woods until she came to a little house. Who did Goldilocks live with? She lived with her mother and father. Where did Goldilocks live? Goldilocks lived in a house in the woods. Why did Goldilocks go into the woods? What did she want in the woods? She went into the woods to pick berries. What are the berries that you know about? Have you ever eaten strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, mulberries, gooseberries? There's so many berries. But when you say one, it's strawberry, not strawberry. It's not gooseberry, but it's gooseberry. That's pronunciation in English is a funny thing. Yes? So we say gooseberries, strawberries, blueberries, mulberries. What other berries are there? Oh, there are many berries. Yes. Well, let's see what happens when Goldilocks went into the forest. She went deeper and deeper into the woods until she came to a little house. Now, in this house lived 3 bears. There was a great huge bear, there was a middle-sized bear, and there was a little small wee bear. That day, the middle-sized bear had made some porridge for supper. The porridge was so hot that the 3 bears couldn't eat it. So while it was cooling, they went for a little walk in the woods. Do you know what porridge is? Porridge is cooked oats which you mix with some milk and some sugar or honey or gur or jaggery, and it's piping hot, but it's really, really good for you because it stays in your tummy for a long time and it keeps you feeling full. So it's a wonder food. And if you eat porridge for breakfast, you won't feel hungry until the short break bell rings in school. So porridge is a great thing to have. You can even have it cold. If you want to have it cold, you've got to ask Mama or someone at home to cook it in the night and keep it in the fridge, and in the morning you mix it with cold milk. Maybe you can put a banana in there, maybe you can put some strawberries in there, but it's a wonderful food to eat. What do you eat for breakfast? Do you eat eggs? I hope you don't just eat cornflakes or chocos. Do you eat a fruit? It's a good idea to eat a fruit when you wake up and then have breakfast before you leave for school. Are you waiting to go back to school? Okay, let's go back to the story. So why did the 3 bears leave their porridge and go for a walk? Why did they do that? Well, the porridge was very hot and it was taking some time to cool down. So the bears decided to go for a walk while they waited for their porridge to cool down. Now let's see what happens in the story. It was while they were gone that Goldilocks came into their house. She rapped on the door, but no one came to the door. So Goldilocks went in. Do you think it's right to enter a house when you don't know the people there? Do you think it's right to enter a house if the door's open without being invited in? Do you think what Goldilocks did was correct? Or do you think she shouldn't have gone into the house? What do you think? What if you were in your home and maybe in the bathroom and your front door was open and somebody walked in and you came out and you saw them there? Would you not have gotten a shock? You would, wouldn't you have? Well, I wonder why Goldilocks went into the house. Anyway, she went in. On the table were 3 bowls of porridge. There was a great huge bowl for the great huge bear. There was a middle-sized bowl for the middle-sized bear. And there was a little small wee bowl for the little small wee bear. Goldilocks was very hungry. So first she tasted the porridge from the great huge bear. That was too hot for her. Then she tasted the porridge of the middle-sized bear. Oh, that was too cold for her. Then she tasted the porridge of the little small wee bear. And that was just right. So she ate and ate until she ate it all up. Do you think it was right for her to have done that? Did she make the porridge in the other bowls chuta? Was it right to have done that? I'm not too sure about this. Well, let's see what the story says she did next. Then she sat down in a great huge bear's chair. It was too hard for her. Then she sat down in the middle-sized bear's chair. That was too soft for her. Then she sat down in the little small wee bear's chair. Oh, and that was just right. So she sat and sat until the bottom fell out of the chair. Goldilocks then felt sleepy. So she went, let's go back. Let's go back a little. Why do you think the chair broke? Why do you think the seat collapsed? Do you think Goldilocks may have been a bit too heavy for that chair? I wonder how you'd feel if someone came into your house, sat in your chair, your favorite chair, and broke it. Let's see what she does next. Then Goldilocks felt sleepy. So she went upstairs. Can you imagine going into someone else's bedroom like that? Crazy! Then Goldilocks felt very sleepy. So she went upstairs. There she found 3 beds. There was a great huge bed for the great huge bear. There was a middle-sized bed for the middle-sized bear. And there was a small little wee bed for the small little wee bear. First, she tried the great huge bear's bed. That was too high at the head. Then she tried the middle-sized bear's bed. That was too high at the foot. Then she tried the little small wee bear's bed. And that was just right. Do you think the wee bear was around the same size as Goldilocks? Can you imagine that? So she lay down and fell sound asleep. Soon, the 3 bears came back from their walk. Then the great huge bear growled in a big, gruff voice. "Somebody's been eating my porridge." Then the middle-sized bear cried in a middle-sized voice. "Somebody's been eating my porridge." And then the little small wee bear said in a shrill little voice, "Somebody's been eating my porridge and has eaten it all up." Then the 3 bears saw their chairs. The great huge bear growled in a big gruff voice. Somebody's been sitting in my chair, the middle-sized bear cried in a middle-sized voice. Somebody's been sitting in my chair. And the little small wee bear said in a shrill little voice, somebody's been sitting in my chair and has broken the bottom out. By the time the three bears went upstairs to go to bed, the three bears went upstairs to go to bed. Then the great huge bear growled in a big gruff voice, somebody's been lying on my bed. The middle-sized bear cried in a middle-sized voice, somebody's been lying in my bed. And the little small wee bear said in a shrill little voice, somebody's been lying in my bed, and here she is, fast asleep. Just then, Goldilocks woke up. She saw the three bears. She ran to the open window, and out she jumped, and ran home as fast as she could run. How scared do you think you would have felt if you woke up and saw three huge bears staring down at you, only to realize this house belongs to bears? Hope you enjoyed that story.